Foofyhorse Plays, and today I'm going to be showing you all tips and tricks for every single candy grinding method in Royal High, no matter if you use the apple bobbing method, trick-or-treating method, or ghost hunting method. These will be a few pointers to help you get as many candies as possible so you can candy grind for all of the items that you are saving up for. So let's get started. Alright, so the first method that I'm going to show you all is the apple bobbing method, which is a very good method if you want to kind of course, half AFK grind, not actually AFK grind, because of course using a third-party auto-clicker or anything like that is against the rules. And yeah, so this is good like if you want to watch like a movie or a TV show or YouTube while you are grinding for candies. And the benefits about it is that obviously it's very chill. You just sit here and click a button. And also, not only is it chill, but it is guaranteed that when you get an apple, you will get 10 candies. So it is a pretty good way of grinding. Now, obviously, it can get boring if you're just sitting here. But I did the math, and the amount of candy that you get from this in 10 minutes, because I timed myself with each of these mini games, and for 10 minutes, and I counted how much candy that I got from each of them, and then times it by 6 to figure out about how much candy you would get in an hour for each of these mini games. Now, of course, it's not going to be exact; it can be different depending on, everything. But it's just to give you a good example about how many candies you could get. So with the apple bobbing, I got 270 candies in 10 minutes, which would equal out to be 1,620 candies an hour. Now, so it's a pretty good way to grind. I mean, it is boring, so you might want to put on a movie, maybe your favorite Halloween movie or something or other, because this way of grinding does take a long time, but it is guaranteed that you will get 10 candies. But, of course, Drawbacks is very boring. So, yeah, so anyways, let's move on to the next grinding method. Alright, so my favorite candy grinding method is this one, the trick-or-treating method, because it's not, like, too interactive. You can still, like, watch YouTube or something, but it does give you a lot of candies. Actually, by my statistics, it gives you more candies than any of the other methods. Now, this may be wrong, because depending on how you do the ghost hunting method, it can be more. But for just the best grinding method all around is the trick-or-treating method. Now, a couple of pointers before I start talking about the method itself is, of course, I have seen a couple of YouTubers, B-Plays and MewPie, I have seen do this little trick before, but it almost gives you twice as much candy if you do it. You go into the snow angel animation. You gotta speed it up a bit, though, because otherwise I have experimented. I mean, I don't know if it works, actually, but yeah, I just would recommend to do it. Also, some YouTubers recommend to, and also Calm Haley as well. So, is another one of the YouTubers I've heard this from. But to go down to your Roblox character, though I don't usually, because I like to just be my Royal High self. And so this method is very good because it gives you the most candies, but it's not too hard to do it. I mean, you just ring a bell and you let the candy fall out at you. Now, of course, if you do this motion, whoop, my character's going crazy, but if you do the snow angel animation, you can prevent the candies from flying everywhere. You can block the candies. So I recommend to stand about maybe this far away, or maybe like a little more back from the door, so you can get the most candy, because it won't be flying under the pavement, and even if it does, you can easily get it. Also, another trick for doing the trick-or-treating method is to always be shifting. Obviously, if you get in the pile of leaves, that is very inconvenient, but always be shifting either by clicking the button down in the bottom left corner or by shifting if you're on a computer. Because, of course, obviously, the faster that you move between the houses, the more candy you get, because obviously the more candy you get because the faster you can do it. But the statistics for this, for the trick-or-treating, in 10 minutes, I got 308 candies in 10 minutes, which would be 1,848 candies per hour. So by far, this is the best grinding method. Now, obviously, it will be different depending on how many monsters you get. Now, of course, if you get a monster, I kind of run down and then I run a round to prevent like getting oofed. But hopefully, we'll get a monster so I can show you guys. But if you do pass some houses when a monster comes, then what you can do is that you can click on those houses again, because probably the time would have passed. So yeah, the disadvantages of trick-or-treating though is, oh goodness, I got stuck. But the disadvantages is that if you don't do it right, you can get a lot less candies from it, and so you really do have to do it a certain way, which with the apple bobbing, you didn't have to do it a certain way to get the most candies. But whereas with the trick-or-treating, if you have to really do it the certain way to get the most out of your candy farming experience. And so, yeah, so those are the disadvantages. But overall, this is my favorite method. It's not too chill like the apple bobbing where you get bored. Oh, see, so when like you get a monster come out of the door, you'll go down like this. So I prefer to go that way, but oh well. And then you'll loop around. Obviously, you want to be sprinting. You can outrun them by sprinting. Then you can go back to the houses. Now, I can't remember which house I was at, so I'll just go up to this one. I'm not sure. But if I do remember which house I last passed, I will go to the houses. So that way, you know, just get a little more candy. But anyways, let's move on to the next and final grinding method. Alright, so for the final grinding method that there is in the game for farming candy is the ghost hunting, which a couple of tips before you begin ghost hunting is to turn your Roblox graphics down to, I usually do it on 2 bars of my graphics quality, to turn your graphics quality down, and to turn on the colorful brightness, so it is really bright. I'm so sorry, everybody. But also, we're going to grab one of these. And also, grab a headlamp. Don't grab the night vision goggles. So this is credits to Calm Haley for all the ghost hunting, and I've got to turn my lighting down to default for a little bit. But don't get the night vision goggles. Credits to Calm Haley for she made like a video about like candy farming methods, and she gave some of these tips. Of course, credits to all the YouTubers who've done this before me. But do not grab the night vision goggles. They don't help you. It just makes your vision all green, and that can sometimes be a little bit annoying. So we're going to go into the mansion and turn on colorful brightness to just show you the difference. Also, go into first person when ghost hunting because it can help you aim a lot easier. Oh, look at that person dressed up as a ghost. And so then you can shoot the ghost and capture them, which the benefits to this method is that it is very fun. It's very fun, so if you're very bored, then this is a very good method. It's so cute. So cute. Anyways, but yeah, so this method can be very, very fun because I've got to go this way. It can be very fun because obviously it's very interactive, so there's lots to do. But the drawback is that it can be very, very different. There can be a big difference in how much candy you get, if you do it the wrong way, if you even like, it can be the worst. Basically, it can be the worst way to grind candy, and it can be the best way to grind candy, all at the same time. So some tips for getting the most candy is to go for the bigger ghost, because the bigger the ghost, obviously the more candy you get. So try to go for like the really tall ghost or the really big ghost. I mean, the smaller ghosts do have to be captured, or otherwise the big ghost will not spawn because it's just there's too many ghosts. But, and also when you see somebody capturing a ghost, you want to help, because that way you get more candies, and they get more candies because they get for the teamwork bonus or whatever the extra candies are for having somebody else who helps you. I'm pretty sure that might only be to the trapping though. But so yeah, so it really depends. The candy amount that you get from this really depends on what server you have. So if you have a really good server, or you have like some friends, then you can get more candy than the trick-or-treating. So I have not tried this yet because, yeah, I haven't been able to try it with like, there's 2 big ones. Sorry, I'm going to capture this because this gives me more candies. But, anyways, yeah, so this, in 10 minutes, I got the least candy out of all the methods, which is 255 candies in 10 minutes, which honestly, that's only because, that's probably because the server I was in. The server I was in was a really good server, and also make sure to keep your ammo up, so I've got to go get more, because I've only got 4 out of 200 left. Never mind. Oh, never mind. But, so, yeah, it can be, if you're not on a good server, it can be a very bad method. Though I was on a really good server, though, and still. So, honestly, I prefer the trick-or-treating because it is a lot less, based off of the server. But if you have, if you have a bunch of friends who play Royale High, whereas, for me, a lot of my friends don't play Royale High, so I really couldn't do that. I really couldn't be on a server with a bunch of friends because not a lot of my friends play Royale High. So yeah, so basically I prefer the trick-or-treating method out of them all. I said that I get that in 10 minutes I can get 255 candies, but I never said that in an hour. But for your information, in an hour you can get 1,530 candies. Now, obviously, this is just an average. It doesn't mean that every time that you do it, the numbers will be exactly that. Because depending on how the method is done, you can get more or less candy. And I know that some people say that the ghost hunting is the best way, but honestly, I prefer the trick-or-treating over them all. So, yeah, so I'm going to hop back on over to Wickery Cliffs to basically give you guys the whole rundown on the whole situation of candy farming, and that is a lot of big ghosts. But anyways, I will get back to Wickery Cliffs so I can basically give you guys the summary of what I've just said. Alright, so as you can see, I'm back here at Wickery Cliffs, and I'm going to give you all a summary basically on what I just said. So, with all the different candy methods that there is in Royale High, some are better than others, obviously, as we all know, which is why I did this video, to explain the benefits and drawbacks of each, which, I mean, you might have a preferred candy method, like I prefer the trick-or-treating over the other 2 candy farming methods, and I did not mean to zoom in that much. But, so I'm going to give you guys basically just the statistics over again, basically of how much candy you get per hour. That's obviously an estimated guess. I did not candy farm for an hour through each of these methods. That would have gotten a bit boring, not gonna lie. But so with the ghost hunting, I got 255 candies in 10 minutes, which would be about 1,530 candies an hour. And the trick-or-treating, I got 308 candies in 10 minutes, which would be about 848 candies an hour. And the apple bobbing, through the apple bobbing, I got 270 candies in 10 minutes, which would be about 1,620 candies an hour. Luckily, all these grinding methods are above 1,500 candies an hour. So, yeah, but obviously the candy methods do differ on how much candy they give you depending on how you do them. So I'd recommend using the tricks in this video. And also another trick is mix it up. Don't just do one candy farming method unless if you get bored really quickly like me. Don't just do one candy farming method. Like sometimes I'll mix it up. Sometimes I'll go and I'll do the ghost hunting for a little bit, but then I'll go back to trick-or-treating a lot because that obviously is the best method by my numbers. You might want to do this test as well. Very easy. Just get a timer, set it to 10 minutes, and see how much candy you can get through farming, and then multiply by 6, so then you have how much candy you can get in an hour. Which is, and then you can experiment yourself, which obviously these are just numbers to say what I've gotten, but that doesn't mean that you guys will get the same exact numbers. But anyways, yes, again, as I was saying, to mix it up, obviously I would not mix it up with the apple bobbing because that's a little bit boring. But if you are like me, who actually does the apple bobbing while editing my videos, I did that yesterday. Probably a couple days ago. Well, by the time this video comes out, I was apple bobbing, and I was apple bobbing while editing a video. And something I forgot to mention about the apple bobbing is that if you turn your music off, there's a sound that plays when you have gotten an apple. So that way, like, I figured that out. So while I was editing my video, if I heard the sound, I would click back to the Roblox tab, and I would obviously click the apple bobbing button again. So, hello. Dressed for Christmas more than Halloween, but anyways, so yeah, that's basically all my tips and tricks. But it's basically just the benefits and drawbacks of each of the methods are different. Like with the ghost hunting, it's super fun. It can be the best out of all the grinding methods. But it can also be the worst, which is why I don't like it as much, because it can be very varied on the results. The trick-or-treating benefits, obviously, it's the easiest way to get candies. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. There we go. But, so, obviously, it is the fastest way to get the most candies, but the drawback is that if you don't do it right, it doesn't give you a lot of candies, which is why I would recommend, again, going down, speeding up the Snow Angel pose and going to the doors and always sprinting. That's why I would recommend those things. Now, for the apple bobbing, the benefit is that you can do it while watching a TV show, super chill, but don't use auto clicker. Whatever you do, don't use auto clicker because that is against the rules. Plus, don't use it. Don't use auto clicker. Sorry. But really, please don't. But you can get banned for it. Yeah, but again, it's just fun if you do it while doing a show, like you click on it. But again, it's very boring if you're not doing something. Like, even when I only had to do it for 10 minutes to do the timer thing, I was like, when is this gonna end? So, also, if you wonder why I'm not in my YouTube OC, this is another one of my OCs. So, yeah, I wonder if you guys like it. And also, I love the new set. I already said it in one of my other videos that I recorded. But, yeah, I love the new set. Oh, goodness, I didn't mean to zoom in that much. But, anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. And also, credits to Plays, Haley, MewPie, and any other Royal High YouTubers who have done this before me. But I just basically want to take all the info I learned and make it into one big video. But anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see ya in the next one.